can't be selfish because I seen you at the All-Star game before and you wanted to score.
This guy said, did she really say you can't be selfish when she takes 30 shots and misses 27 of them instead of passing to her teammates?
Angel Reese just had a Super Bowl moment that's straight up comedy. She called out another player for not passing enough. Yes, the same Angel Reese known for forcing shots and missing layups. You've got to love the lack of self-awareness.
This one play was Angel Reese in a nutshell. Like, the entire experience, the Angel Reese experience, if you will. And obviously she's been a much debated player. But if you see on this play, A'ja Wilson alters her shot or Reese misses her shot on numerous attempts. She got at least 4 offensive rebounds on that play before.
You can't make this up, can you? Sure, Angel Reese puts up impressive double-doubles, but a lot of those stats come from cleaning up her own misses. Her team actually seems to hit their stride when she's on the bench. But if you thought she'd be more focused on developing her game than stirring up drama, then think again.
And she showed up right here with her business out. You can see the business is just everywhere. Chesticles bouncing all over. My boy Vince Langman does not miss. Trash, yeah.
Looks like this move didn't quite land the way Angel Reese hoped. While her teammates are putting in work at the gym, she's at the Super Bowl trying to make headlines. But here's the twist. It completely blew in her face. Even her own fans couldn't defend her this time, calling her out for chasing clout instead of focusing on basketball.
There you go. She's not any good at basketball, so she has to show some skin. Reese wishes she was a legend like Caitlin Clark, laugh out loud. So Caitlin Clark getting some love out there.
The difference couldn't be more obvious. While Reese is turning the Super Bowl into her personal Instagram moment, Caitlin Clark is grinding in the gym. No flashy outfits needed, no viral moments required, just pure basketball. She skipped the whole Super Bowl scene to get in a workout and welcome DeWanna Bonner to the Fever. That's just classic Clark. While others chase clout, she chases greatness. And honestly, the results speak for themselves. Now let's break down what's really happening in the Unrivaled League, the same league where Reese was expected to show that fans were tuning in for her too.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero zip, nothing. The boil on Caitlin Clark's ass, Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss a layup?
Angel Reese's performances have been a disaster. Watching her play feels like seeing the same blooper reel over and over. She'll miss 4 times before finally making one, and her fans still hype her up like she's dominating. But here's the truth. She's just padding her numbers off her own misses. And let's be honest, a lot of people are only watching for the comedy.
Now, she's been on the receiving end of mocking, mainly because she was put in the conversation with Caitlin Clark.
Now, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. She doesn't need to pull off trashy dress stunts because her game naturally draws attention all on its own. And that's the difference right there. Clark breaks viewership records without even trying, while Reese has to chase viral moments just to stay in the conversation.
Caitlin Clark, the reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
Speaking about her brand, Caitlin Clark has already secured one of the biggest endorsement deals in women's basketball history. In April, she signed a record-breaking 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike, which is an absolute game changer. But here's the thing. Clark and Nike go way back. During her time at Iowa, she had an NIL deal with them and was constantly rocking retro Kobe sneakers on the court. Now, she's officially locked in with the brand long-term, and the impact of this partnership can't be overstated. Nike clearly sees Clark as a generational talent, and this deal proves it. On the other hand, if Angel Reese was serious about getting better, she'd be in the gym fixing her finishing, instead of showing up to every major event like she's part of the Kardashian clan. But that's the thing. She's not chasing greatness. She's chasing fame.
I can't tell you how much work she's actually going to do on her basketball game. There's 24 hours in a day. There's no reason she can't go out and do all this stuff and live, the celebrity life, if you will, on top of getting it in and grinding on the court. Again, she's been injured. And I don't want to tell her not to go out and expand her brand and do all that either. You know, whatever she wants to pursue, she is free to pursue. But you can understand where some of the backlash might come from, because to those who are watching, they're going to go, oh, you're more about this than the other.
Angel Reese's game is never going to get better, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. While the unrivaled league is out here fighting for relevance, what's she doing? Skipping practice, launching a podcast, complaining about her paycheck, and popping up at every celebrity event she can. It's like basketball is just an afterthought at this point. But do you know what her biggest problem is? She's surrounded by people who won't hold her accountable. And when people point out her struggles on the court, her fans lose their minds. Like, we're all supposed to pretend it's not happening.
Now, you look at the shot charts, and it's pretty spooky. Like, it's not a good shot chart. Angel Reese is shooting under 40% from the floor overall. From less than 5 feet, 43.8%. From 5 to 9 feet, 12%. Like, there's nowhere on the floor where she's been efficient. And, of course, the bulk of her opportunities.
Reese says, everybody misses layups. Yeah, but not like this. Statistically, she's among the worst finishers in the league, but instead of keeping it real, her fans make excuses, which is exactly why she's struggling in the unrivaled league.
There's got to be a first for everything. In the case of Angel Reese, that means she was the first player ejected.
Did you hear that? Angel Reese just made history for all the wrong reasons. She's officially the first player to get ejected in the unrivaled league. Now that's a record nobody was trying to break. Even her own fans are starting to get tired of all the drama. They're realizing she's more talk than action. She complains about being underpaid, but she's not putting in the work to prove she's worth more.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick. I don't even know what the salary is. Does it really? You don't even... Yo! I'm living beyond my means!
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here setting the standard, working, improving, and letting her game do the talking. Let's be real, when Steph Curry shows up somewhere, people notice. But when Caitlin Clark steps into a room, it's an even bigger moment. There are levels to this, and Clark is operating on one of the highest.
The Caitlin Clark effect continues. You know, it is really remarkable what has happened since Clark's rise at Iowa, right? You know, she plays in that national championship game against South Carolina. More than 18 million people watched that game. It was the most watched non-football game, sporting event of 2024. And then, of course, she goes into the WNBA. The league absolutely explodes and thrives. And the beauty of it is that that rising tide did lift all boats as other WNBA ratings went up. And now we continue to see big ratings in the college game.
Reese, on the other hand, seems more interested in being a celebrity than an athlete. She claims she's over-sexualized, then shows up to the Super Bowl in an outfit that even her own fans couldn't defend.
She can't decide if she wants to be the villain or not. One day she's the victim. One day she's saying things that...
And if you need more proof of the growing gap between the two players, just check the latest ESPN rankings. Caitlin Clark is near the top, solidifying herself at number 2, as one of the most dominant forces in basketball. She's not just breaking records, but also shattering viewership numbers, dominating the media, and proving that success speaks louder than controversy. For someone who talks a big game, Angel Reese isn't even in the top 10 list. This goes to prove that she's more hype than substance.
Well, wait a minute now. I was told Angel Reese was like one of the absolute best players in this league. Where is she? She's MIA, missing in action from this WNBA.
The rankings say it all. Hype can only take you so far. At some point, you have to back it up with results. Her name wasn't in the top 10 list because she didn't deserve to be there. According to ESPN, the rankings were based on its default women's basketball settings, which award 1 point for each point, assist and rebound, a bonus point for making a three-pointer, and 2 points each for blocks and steals. Angel Reese somehow landed at number 12 in the latest rankings, and let's just say, nobody can figure out why. Sure, she averaged 13.6 points, 13.1 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.5 blocks per game, but anyone actually watching her play knows those numbers are inflated by missed layups and stat padding. And yet, despite her inefficiency, Reese is ranked ahead of actual WNBA stars like Alicia Gray, Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, Nneka Ogwumike, and Chelsea Gray. Some WNBA fans weren't having it, as you would expect. One person summed up the outrage perfectly. Angel Reese being 12th ranked is disrespectful to literally every woman in the WNBA. She's easily top 300, but not 12th. Another fan put it bluntly, if Angel Reese is number 12, how bad are the people behind her? At this point, it's clear that hype is doing more for Reese than her actual game. Reese's fans, on the other hand, were scrambling to defend her, acting like the rankings don't matter. But let's be real, if she had cracked the top 5, they'd be throwing a parade. The double standard is wild. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark doesn't even have to acknowledge the rankings. She just keeps hooping. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever are building a super team. Natasha Howard, a champion and defensive monster, is pumped to play with Clark, saying, "It's going to be the Caitlin Clark show." DeWanna Bonner, a 6'4" scoring machine, had to shut down critics on Twitter for choosing Indiana. Sophie Cunningham, on the other hand, straight up said she's excited to play with Clark. Even Sydney Colson is bringing energy and leadership to a locker room that's getting more stacked by the day. Do you see the pattern here? These top players want to play with Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull. Meanwhile, Reese is out here chasing clout while the Fever are busy building a dynasty. The Fever aren't just putting together a team, they're making a statement. They believe in Caitlin Clark right now, not as some potential star in 10 years, but as a game changer today. And if there was any doubt left, the Super Bowl ended the debate. While Reese was busy trying to go viral, Clark was once again proving why she's the biggest name in sports. And the truth? The gap between them isn't closing. Instead, it's getting wider.
Now, we could get into the white-black dynamic because inevitably that's inescapable in terms of you being white, and as a result, it's contributing to your marketability more so than an Angel Reese. We could debate that, but what's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching out your head and wondering.
Simply put, Caitlin Clark is making headlines for all the right reasons. Angel Reese, she's chasing attention, making excuses, and slowly fading into irrelevance. Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Also, like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.